Hello, yeah, good afternoon, my viewers. Good afternoon, everybody, depending on the geographical location that you are in. On my last video that I made, I said we'll be looking at a topic called safeguarding. And why I decided to talk on this topic is just because of how paramount the topic is and the damage that it has caused to a lot of homes, parents, individual, and colleagues at work. So it's really, really vital that we should look at what safeguarding is. The question is, I will just give you some of the elements regarding safeguarding, the basic tip and the parameters about what you expected to know on safeguarding. So before we now look of the cultural difference, the damages, the attitude or behavior that exhibit that needs to be improved for us to be able to manage or curb out safeguarding out of our life so that it shouldn't be a concern for us as an individual. Good. Like for example, safeguarding is just to you to ensure that individual who lives with you or who is around you, any individual in any situation is safe and the safety of this individual is promoted or is paramount into your activities or things that you do around the person. And again, to safeguarding is not an individual thing, it's a collective thing because everybody is responsible for safeguarding to ensure that every individual are safe. So indirectly, once you experience anything that has to do with safeguarding that you feel that will cause harm or that could cause damage to this individual emotionally, physically, is something that you need to air out, is something that you need to address. It could come as word, it could come as attitude, it could come in different, there are a lot of ways that it has to come in. But what I'm really concerned about this one, about this aspect of safeguarding is the damage that it has caused to a lot of parents at home regarding their children. Because most parents, due to their cultural differences or where they're coming from, for example, like in Africa, we parents had that belief that when children do things wrong, you need to smack them or you need to flog them. Here they call it smack, Africa will call flog, or you have to tell them to kneel down or you have to scold them. But here, when you scold them, they refer it as emotional or psychological abuse. When you flog them, they call it smacking, they call it physical abuse. When you said, I'm not giving you money because you didn't behave properly, yeah, they call it financial abuse. So those are the things that you really look to look at. Then even here in the Western world, when you touch them in a way, they say it's an assault or is sexual abuse for you to say don't do this or do that. So it really, really dies a year. So as a result of this, it will be very paramount for us to look at this, mostly here in the Western world, so that we should be able to understand that this culture is different from the culture that we're coming from. And this culture should be a culture that we should be looking into our practice, our parental practice, to ensure that it reflects that we don't smack our children, we don't scold them, we talk to them in a professional way that is expected of us in promoting safeguarding. So if we'll be looking at some of the abuse or some of the type of safeguarding, we're looking at those physical, emotional, sexual, financial, and other aspects of safeguarding, which I've just thrown a little light on at first. But the question is that, please, as a parent, it will be good, please, mostly here at the Western world, here, mostly here at the United Kingdom, that we should try to abort some of our cultural or our belief that we've grown up with in Africa previously. Even in Africa, I think most of all these things are still being abolished now, or people are not really doing it yet. They are just that at times habit is something that when you have, you find it very difficult to break out of it. So, but on this note now, as a parents, we need to try to break out of it, to not to smack our children or not to talk them down or not to abuse them emotionally, even to either to the man or to the woman, depending on the sex of the family. So this thing should not be reflected in that environment because if it happens, there's a consequence to it because a lot of us don't even know that pointing fingers on an individual is an abuse, or talking in a loud voice or in a way or coming close when you're talking is an abuse. So once we are looking at all these things, we should be very, very careful. So, in a nutshell, here in the Western world, is that for us to be able to promote safeguarding, it's just for us to behave in a very positive way, to overlook things, to mind how we talk, to talk in a very calm and professional way, to promote empathy. Empathy in the sense that you put other people in your shoe, that if you are treated the way you treat this person, or this person is being treated, how will you feel? It will help a lot because this problem is really a huge problem according to statistics. It has affected a lot of people, DBS, it has affected a lot of people not to be able to work. It has a lot of people have been arrested for it. So depending on the level of concern that was being raised. So as a result of that, it would be good to improve on this attitude. It would be good to curb out things that could cause problem, that could lead for the police coming to your house, or then having a referral being made on you that your children is not safe living with you. They call it section 42, that your children are not safe living with you, or there's a risk of them living with you, or that you are being violent, or you are full with anger. So there's no point going through that route. So what we just need to do is to behave right and do things that are right. And in addition to that, too, at times you might have already have a safeguarding concern on your record or on your police record, mostly here in the Western world. They will give, it's always there for 10 years, it's always there for some time. So if you are staying from those element that you've been caught with, or you are straying for those things that have been labeled on you, at times they write it off, or at the time they take it off your record. Because at times you cannot use your good character conduct for people to reference you to counter what they've said. They said, oh, previously you were exhibiting this character, now you're not exhibiting this character. So people cannot make a recommendation regarding that, and the police cannot outweigh it and overlook that. And again, too, when we look at the word safeguarding, ensuring that people are safe, ensuring that our children are safe, or ensuring that individual is safe, and we knowing that safeguarding is everybody concerned, in the sense that anywhere you see a safeguarding concern, that you have to flag it up. So it's very obvious that if we are walking on the street, or we're in the community or exploring activities, once we see concerns that are not good, that could endanger children, adults, or any other individual, that we should be able to flag it up. The concern is that if you don't know who to flag it up, you can always call the police, and you know the right police number to call to do that. If you don't know the police number to call, you can always report to the local authority. There are always key persons that are always able to action that. Even the GP at the hospital does that. When you take your children to the hospital, or yourself go to the hospital, when the GP sees some strange marks or strange things or strange feelings about your child or about you as an individual or an adult, at times they flag it, because you can see clusters of bruises, you can see marks, or you can see something on the individual body. So which is a concern. Even the schools still help to do that. So but that is for children. For an adult too, you can be passing through emotional stress in your marriage. You can be passing through physical stress in your marriage. So there are procedures for you to help this. But what do we just need to stop all this? It's not for us just to be empathetic. It's not for us to show care. It's to show that empathy, to show more care, to show more concern, and to behave in an appropriate light. Because if we behave in an appropriate light, there's no point for we experiencing somebody making a referral against us, because statistics shows that every trouble that we are passing through today is as a result of our attitude or our behavior. So if we can have a positive attitude and behavior, and if we'll be able to curb our anger and we're able to manage how we feel, we should be able to address this, because it is not a child's play when you will be suspended from either work or from a place, or being incarcerated due to your negative action in line with safeguarding, because you behave the way you're not meant to behave, or you do things that the way you're not meant to do. Though people can still tell lies against you just to make an allegation against you, but regardless of the allegation that they made against you, if it's being investigated, you will still be cleared. But it's not a good experience regarding the allegation, or you being cleared, or you being a victory over it. So the best thing that we just need to do, we just need to be at the right place at the right time. We just need to say the right things at the right time. We just need to do the right things at the right time. We just need to be very careful and to update ourselves regularly with the safeguarding policies and procedures and what is expected of us, because it's not good for any individual to experience that. I know, I know that we are trying to promote the safety for other people, another person is trying to promote the safety for ourselves, or we are trying to promote the safety for our own self. But if we behave positively, we'll be able to cope this. And for us to be able to behave positively, as I just said, is for us to have a positive attitude, behave well, and think right. And if we are able to do this and action this element, so indirectly we're going to make a significant difference in how we think and what we do. And in addition to that too, why most African parents or African mothers or uncles are falling victims into these things is because of the culture that we've imbibed for a very long time. But now that we're in the Western world, or now that we're in a civilized environment, or now that where we are coming from are still civilized, there's some certain things that we shouldn't do. For example, like hitting of an individual or doing things that are wrong, or those things that are not right, that we want to call safeguarding concern. So there's no point doing it, because I understand it might be difficult, but it's something that after watching this video today, you have to break out of it. Or you might be doing it and you've not been caught or you've not been reported. You have to stop it because it's not a good experience to have. So regardless of all this, I think the purpose of this video is to throw more light on what safeguarding is and the consequence it could have for you as an individual, the damage you could have on your police record, the damage you could have on your home, the psychological impact and environmental impact you could have on your children, even the academic, on their performance, that it will be better to speak to your children, it will be better for you to speak to your wife or to your husband, it will be better for you to speak to your partner, it will be better for you to speak to other adults, and while you are in the community, it will be better for you to avoid trouble and to behave very wise, and you should take it upon you that anywhere you feel any person is not safe, or is being abused, or is being maltreated, that you should flag it up and report it to the appropriate authority in safeguarding that person. And that we should be very careful too, since we are aware that safeguarding is everybody's concern, safeguarding is everybody's responsibility, that if you are not watching others, that others are watching you. And again too, that is not an experience that any of us should be thinking or have, because it's not really good. And in concluding it is that we should know that our attitude is what has already caused a lot of us trouble. So it's not the devil, as we might say the devil is after us. No, it's our attitude. So it will be good and it will be paramount for us to have a positive attitude so that we don't keep blaming the devil or asking God why. But regardless of what you are in now, God will forgive you regarding your mistake. It will correct you and try to have a good slate, because it will oversees your past. They try to have a good beginning. That's why you've broken and you've repented from your negative ways, and God will perfect everything about you. Please, if you like this video, or you know any family or individual that this video will be of benefit to, please feel free to share, to subscribe, and send it to them. Because the essence of us making content is for us to protect people from trouble, is for us to live a happy and a fulfilled life. And once more, I will use the opportunity to say thank you for subscribing, thank you for watching my videos, and thank you for sharing. I appreciate you and I appreciate your time. Thank you and have a blessed day. Thank you. Bye.